So, beekeepers, are we always on time? We're heading into the second week of June. I'm having to build emergency supers, and we are in the workshop, and I will be doing a quick video of the process. So as you can see, I'm just using plain white deal, and we are just going to screw and glue end to end, nothing fancy, no finger joints. I'm not that qualified to do that kind of work. So here we go. Cutting out the handles. Loads of fun. Time to drill the pilot holes. We're just using screws. Nothing fancy here. Glue and screws. So we're back at HQ for assembly of our supers. So to make things much easier for me, I've built a jig, and the jig is built so everything remains square as I'm assembling each super. So without further ado, let's do it quickly as possible. With the short sides, we're going to require gluing, and our long sides. So placing our long sides quickly as possible, and then our short sides get glued. I'm just using normal polybond PVA. It works a charm. Don't seem to bother the bees. I really wonder, should I be doing this at all? Because I'm only putting 30 of these together. It's all I can afford to do. Should be 100 I'm making. So that slots in there into our jig, as so. Next one, just to give you an example, screws in place. Everything squared off and nothing is warped. Like this timber is always warped. Now I put pilot holes in here, as you saw in the last run at the drill. And there we go, ready to go. Well, next stage is painting, isn't it? Then assembling frames and putting wax in them. Gorgeous top bee space. And I could put a runner in and it would still be bottom bee space. Right, next stage. So here we go, beginning to start the painting. I find this works good, works for me for many years, and you'll notice how I put the supers upside down, and this way I can make sure I can get the paint well into the handle grooves. So without further ado, I'm going to start and I'm going to show you my finished job. It takes 2 coats. It'll be dry in no time. Okay, we're assembling frames. It's a nice enough day, a few showers. So my pin gun is not working very well, but I managed to get at least the side bars in, and I just pin them in from the side into the top. And when I have all those done, place them into the empty box, take the slip of timber out, and put them all facing the same way. Just keeps me going along nicely and efficiently. Here's a bar that needs to be redone. The queen has missed. There's always a few of those. So when that part is finished, I have just an insert for a hive to cover my frame so it can flip over the box. You can see we need to put in the bottom bars. Put the bottom bars off to one side. And I have this regular piece of cardboard, slides down between the side bars on the inside of the super. It just holds everything nice and snug. Yeah. Okay, so next thing to do is put in our bottom bars. Now traditionally you would just pin them in, or if you had your pin gun working you would just pop all the way along. I just don't have time to be using the round pin and 44 pins for 30 boxes, so I'm just going to do a little tiny dip of glue on each side. And the beauty about using, you're using the super box as a jig, holds everything in place and everything goes square, flush to the edges. The disadvantage with using the glue is when it comes to washing the frames in hot water with your caustic solution, it's going to undo the glue. These bottom bars will fall out. But look, if supers are properly maintained, they can last as long as 20 years without having to change the comb. The problem in supers is when you have a queen in the super with she lays in it, that's when you're into having to look after your supers and then obviously comb removal. But when it's just honey every time, occasionally you do get a bit of pollen stored, and they go into storage over the winter and the pollen does go moldy, and you know, if there's a lot of it, you kind of have to remove those frames. But overall, you keep using those honeycomb. Okay, so I'm going to finish that all along, and then I'm going to show you the next stage of assembly. Okay, so we got our bottom bars on, and now I have been inserting my sheets of foundation, and I've done all 10. I'm going to do the last one just to show you how I do it. So 4 facing down, and everything is held into place. Nothing's moving around. I get to turn up my 4 wires and goes down till it meets the bottom, and then we're all flush wax on top. Now our frames are fairly secure, but our foundation isn't. So what you could do is put a piece of masking tape along the bottom. This will ensure that none of our wax will fall out when we turn this over. Now, stick it down, and the bees themselves will dissolve this in the hive, so there's no need for me to peel this all back off. Nice and easy. Now we just want to fasten those tapes around the bottom bars to ensure that it is secure. Now we gently turn it over. This is the part where we want to remove our piece of cardboard. We need it for the next job. She comes, everybody does this. And now, from falling out. So putting our strip back in place, using 2 pins only. Unless you get a bow in the middle, you only need 2 outer pins. Saves time, saves money, and I think it's unnecessary add any more. There's not much of a bow there. And that's it, I do the whole process all the way through. And that's it, our supers are done. Into the van, into the apiary, put them on, hope for some good weather. Doing some supering, additional supering, because I'm maxed out at this stage. And here's the ones I just made recently. I made up 30, and we're going to super some of these hives. As you can see, we're just at the start of the honey flow, and the place is pretty wild, but it's lovely. Just the bird song and the bees. It doesn't get any better than this.